Hi everyone, welcome back to Golden Plants and Lifestyle. My name is Amber. Let's get started. So today I wanted to talk a little bit more about some common mistakes that we make as first-time plant parents. And so I wanted to show you some of my mistakes so that maybe you can learn from them. Let's start off with probably my biggest mistake, not researching plant care before buying. So let's take it back to about a year ago when I first started, getting into plants, and I bought my first kind of batch of plants. And within that, when I had gone to Walmart, I noticed this really beautiful lavender, and I'm like, oh, I've heard lavender is really good for you. I want to put it next to my bed. Well, if anyone knows lavender needs a lot of sun. Obviously, that's not something that is going to thrive in your bedroom. And so I put it in my bedroom, and sure enough, it died. I'll put up a picture if I can find it, but this plant is no longer alive, obviously. I tried to revive it, no luck. Let's talk a little bit about mistakes with lighting. Sometimes you can give a plant too much light, and sometimes you can give a plant not enough light. So I've done both. I'll show you my plants and what they were trying to tell me, and perhaps you can see some of these signs with your plants and know what's going on. So if you give a plant too much light, what sometimes will happen is that it will burn. And so I have a peace lily that kind of burned around it started crisping around the edges. And so it was getting too much light. So I had to kind of move it around and figure out a place where it was a little bit happier. Also, if you give it too much light, what can happen, and this one just needs water, so it's a little droopy, but I wanted to show you this part. So the leaves are super close together, and I'm like 100% sure it's because I was giving it too much light. So there wasn't enough. Here we go. See how those are super close together? There's not enough room within them. So I think this happened because I was giving it too much light. Once I pulled it back from the light, it got significantly happier. The other thing that can happen is you don't give a plant enough light. This is actually pretty easy to kind of spot, the lower light situation, because what ends up happening is, for instance, I have this sand pothos, and I had it in a really dark room in my home. I really wanted it there, so I knew it was gonna happen. It was a mistake, but I knew it was gonna happen. And now that it did, I'm like, oh, gotta pull it away and pull it in higher light situation. So conversely to what happened with the other pothos, it was getting too much light, and so the leaves were kind of really close together. So what happened with the sand pothos is that it started getting super leggy, and so you see there's not a lot of leaves. You see that the stem is really long and there's not a lot of leaves. The other thing that tends to happen is that the leaves will start getting a lot smaller. So you can see how big the leaves are up here, and then in the on the bottom where it wasn't getting enough light, the leaves are super tiny. So that's how you know it's not getting enough light. So I've already changed it to a higher situation, and actually you can already tell the difference because this came out from higher lighting, and so this is an older one, and so you can already see the difference in size there. So another mistake I have made is watering, and so sometimes I tend to either overwater or underwater. A lot of times it's kind of underwatering. Let's take the zebra plant. So first of all, this is a drama plant. It just flops when it's thirsty. So anyway, I've definitely been underwatering. Oh, there's the leaf, it came off. The other ones seem pretty okay, but anyway, you can see that it starts crisping around the edges. It's in general not happy. I think what I started doing is I put one of these things down here, and I just keep a little bit of water down there. It seems to be doing better, and it's not drooping as much. But yeah, you can definitely see that it starts crisping up, and it's not good. Another one is this one. So I definitely tend to underwater it. And so it was a really big, luscious plant, and now it's this. I mean, I've been a little better, and so it's kind of coming back, but definitely I underwatered, and then this is what happened. All the leaves started drooping. So definitely gonna work on that. Here's a plant. This is my philodendron, and I messed up on both the watering as well as the lighting. It's in a really dark spot in my home, and so as you can see, the leaves are so tiny. The new leaves are super tiny, but I also know that I've been underwatering it, and so what it's doing, actually it's yellowing, and so you know, some of the leaves are kind of falling off. So I know that this is happening, and I have to try to find a better space for it, but you can definitely see the difference there. And so this is from the lighting situation, and this is from the watering situation here. Another mistake that happens is when we get humidity loving plants and we don't put them in their optimal environment. So calatheas and marantas love humidity, and it's something that I don't necessarily have in my home. So what I did is I did put it in a bathroom where it does get a little bit more humidity, but I mean, it's still not enough for it. And so you can see that because of that, it does have crisping of the leaves. I could probably water this a bit more. Overall, it's a really pretty plant, but just know that calatheas and marantas do really like humidity. If you're gonna get one, just know it's gonna crisp up on you unless you put it somewhere where it's really humid, and just enjoy it while you can. Anyway, that is all for today. Thank you all for watching. See you next time.